The sun beat down on Warangal fort. Dust swirled. The air crackled with tension. Kakatiya warriors, their faces grim beneath iron helmets, manned the ramparts. Welcome to Cryptic Mystic Vault, where we explore the enigmatic tales and unsolved puzzles of history. They were the last line of defense. Behind them lay not just a city, but a legacy. The Kakatiyas, once humble feudatories, had forged an empire. They had built temples that scraped the sky, their towers testaments to their power and piety. Now that empire was under threat. From the north, a storm was brewing. The armies of the Delhi Sultanate, hungry for plunder and driven by faith, were on the march. For the Kakatiyas, the time for diplomacy was over. This was a fight for survival. The clash, when it came, was cataclysmic. The Sultanate's forces were like a tide, crashing against the walls of Warangal. The Kakatiya warriors fought with the fury of cornered tigers. They rained arrows down on their enemies. Swords clashed and the ground ran red with blood, yet the Sultanate's forces were relentless. They were driven by the promise of riches and the zeal of their faith. The defenders of Warangal, though valiant, were slowly being ground down. Each day the enemy crept closer. The sun, once a symbol of Kakatiya might, now seemed to set on their fading glory. The story of the Kakatiyas is one of ambition and audacity. They began as vassals serving under the mighty Rashtrakuta and Western Chalukya empires. But the Kakatiyas were not content to remain in the shadows. They were patient, biding their time. Then, in the late 12th century, their moment arrived. The Chalukya Empire, weakened by internal strife, began to crumble. It was an opportunity the Kakatiyas seized with both hands. Prola I, a ruler of cunning and vision, led the charge. He threw off the shackles of Chalukya overlordship. His successors, like the indomitable Prola II, continued his expansionist policies. They carved out a kingdom in the heart of the Deccan Plateau, a land of fertile plains and strategic hills. They built fortresses and temples, each brick and stone a testament to their growing power. By the early 13th century, the Kakatiyas were no longer mere chieftains. They were emperors in their own right, their dominion stretching from the eastern coast of India deep into the Deccan. The Kakatiyas were more than just warriors. They were patrons of the arts, their reign a golden age for Telugu culture. Their temples, scattered across their former domains, stand today as silent witnesses to their refined taste. The Ramappa Temple, with its intricate carvings and soaring towers, is a masterpiece of Kakatiya architecture. Its star-shaped plan and the delicate sandstone sculptures, which seem to float on the surface, are testaments to the skill of their artisans. The thousand-pillar temple, as its name suggests, is a marvel of engineering and artistry, each pillar a unique work of art. These temples were not just places of worship. They were expressions of power, statements of imperial grandeur meant to inspire awe and wonder in all who beheld them. The Kakatiyas also recognized the power of the written word. Under their rule, Telugu literature flourished. Poets and scholars flocked to their court, eager to bask in the patronage of these enlightened rulers. The Kakatiyas commissioned great works of literature, epics and poems that celebrated their deeds and explored the human condition. They established schools and libraries, making learning accessible to all. The Kakatiya Empire was a military powerhouse, feared and respected by its neighbors. At its heart lay Warangal, their capital city, ringed by formidable fortifications. The city was a testament to Kakatiya military might. Its walls, studded with bastions and guarded by archers, were considered virtually impenetrable. The Kakatiyas were masters of defense, using a combination of natural barriers and cunning fortifications to protect their heartland. Their army was a well-oiled machine. It consisted of skilled archers, swift cavalry units, and even a fearsome elephant corps. The Kakatiyas were also pioneers in military technology. They were among the first in India to use gunpowder weapons, which gave them a significant advantage on the battlefield. Under the rule of capable monarchs like Ganapati Deva, the Kakatiya Empire reached its zenith. He expanded their territories and repelled numerous invasions, earning a reputation as a brilliant strategist and a just ruler. His granddaughter, Rudradeva, was an even more remarkable figure. One of the few women in Indian history to rule in her own right, she was a fearless warrior and a shrewd administrator. The rise of the Delhi Sultanate in the north cast a long shadow over the Deccan. The sultans, driven by a thirst for conquest and the desire to spread Islam, set their sights on the wealthy Kakatiya kingdom. In the early 14th century, the Sultanate launched a series of devastating invasions. The Kakatiyas, led by the valiant Prataparudra II, fought back with every ounce of their strength. They inflicted heavy casualties on the invaders, their archers and war elephants proving to be a formidable force. Yet the Sultanate had an inexhaustible supply of men and resources. Time and again they returned, their armies larger and more determined. The Kakatiya Empire, weakened by constant warfare and internal strife, began to crumble. In 1323, after a lengthy siege, Warangal finally fell. The last Kakatiya ruler, Prataparudra II, was captured and executed. The fall of the Kakatiya Empire marked a turning point in South Indian history. Imagine a world where the Kakatiya dynasty never fell. The cultural and architectural advancements of the Kakatiyas would have continued to flourish, potentially influencing modern Indian architecture and art. The region might have become a stronger economic and cultural hub, attracting scholars and traders from around the world. The legacy of the Kakatiyas could have shaped a more unified and prosperous South India, altering the course of Indian history significantly. In this alternate reality, the grand temples and fortresses would stand as enduring symbols of innovation and resilience. The arts would blossom, giving rise to a unique blend of traditional and contemporary styles. The bustling markets of Warangal would echo with the sounds of diverse languages and cultures, a testament to the dynasty's far-reaching influence. As we reflect on this imagined future, we are reminded of the indelible mark the Kakatiyas left on history, a legacy not just etched in stone, but woven into the very fabric of time. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more explorations into the symbols that shape our world.